Our environments determine our direction while we are walking through our lives. They shape us in a way that we are not even aware of. It's something so crucial, but we tend to forget how much it impacts our lives. Often we think we are in full control of how our lives are going to work out, but we are not. This is why I've decided today to remind you of the importance of your environment by telling you my story and how you can make your environment work in your favor. Come with me. Another beautiful day in Barcelona. Look at that view. I know, it's cloudy and it could be much better, but I like it anyway. But the most beautiful thing about this moment is that I am here, even though I'm not from here. What do I want to say with that? I chose this environment intentionally. But let's start with where everything began. You know, I'm from a small village in the south of Germany. There are around 8,000 people living there. It's a very comfortable life. People have pretty homes. They usually have an income high enough to go on holidays between once or maybe twice a year. They usually work in local companies with people from the same area. They have the same conversations almost every day, and they are meeting the same people most of the years of their lives. They go the same ways to work and they do the same activities. So life is pretty much comfortable, and to be honest, it's a good life. It's not a bad life. So why should someone leave that environment? Well, to be honest with you, the cliché answer would be growth happens only outside of your comfort zone, or life begins outside of your comfort zone. It might sound very cheesy, but actually it's true. I knew that if I wanted to grow into the person I wanted to become, I had to leave my comfortable home, because you don't expand if you always stay in the same environment. You need new stimuli to create new pathways and a new thinking in your brain. If not, it's almost impossible to grow. Over the years, while growing up, I noticed that people in my hometown had limiting beliefs on how much we could achieve and how we could live our lives. In conversations talking about my plans and my dreams and giving examples of people I admire, I got answers like, yeah, sure, he could do it, but he's an exception. You know, not everyone can. I didn't agree. I wasn't happy with that answer. I didn't want those limiting beliefs to shape my reality. And this is why once I finished high school, I took a trip around the world with a friend. I mean, it was only 10 weeks, but it completely changed my mindset. We went to Asia, Australia, New Zealand, and the United States of America. It was the first time when I met people from all over the world. It expanded my horizon in a way I didn't expect to be possible. And it wouldn't be too much to say that it was a turning point in my life. And you know, when that happened, I was hooked. I felt so alive, and it was so refreshing and deeply fulfilling to talk to all those people I didn't have access to before. I wanted to explore more of the world, get to know new people, have deep conversations with them, and learn about their cultures and their languages. So once back in Germany, obviously the logical consequence for me was to move to another city to study. You know, I was back in my village and I had this typical post-traumatic state after traveling the world and meeting so many amazing people from all over the world. I was back in my village where nothing was going on. So I moved to a city called Passau, which is a small city at the border to Austria, located in the state of Bavaria. And the cool thing is, I could meet many people from other states of Germany, and even though they were Germans as well, they came from bigger cities, and that's why they could bring new perspectives into my life. And they had different backgrounds as well. Other thinking, they grew up in families that were different than my family, for example. Additionally, I was very lucky to be able to study at a very international university where I could meet again many people from other countries. You might know right now that at that stage of my life, this was something very important to me. The international partnerships of my university led me to make an exchange semester in Mexico, where I could finally learn to speak Spanish fluently, which was like very high on my bucket list. Back then I was 22, so I went to university for half a year, and afterwards I started to give German classes at a private language school in Guadalajara, Mexico, which looking back was an amazing experience. I had amazing students and I'm very grateful for those experiences. And if you think about it, they wouldn't have been possible in the first place if I wouldn't have left my village back then. And there you see how one little step leads to many other steps that turn us into the person that we are today. Coming back from Mexico, I spent another year in Germany finishing my bachelor's degree before I moved to Spain. After almost 1 year in Madrid, I moved to Mallorca to put myself into a new environment again. There I started to work for a well-known real estate agency to sell luxury properties to international clients. During almost 5 years, I enjoyed the privilege to work with the most successful people on the planet. And the majority of them were at least 20 years older than me, which was great because I could learn from people with way more life experience that I had back then. You know, that environment shaped me strongly and had a great impact on what I think today it means to be successful. Spending time with those super successful people really broadened my horizon, and I got so many new perspectives about life and about what is important. I got insights into their lives, into their beliefs, and how they approach things. It was an invaluable experience, and there are so many important lessons I could take out of that time, but this is for another video. When I left the real estate agency, I spent 2 more years freelancing and making videos for this channel, until I went to Brazil to finally learn Portuguese. I wanted to go to Brazil since I was a very young kid. I remember seeing one of those German advertisements saying, in a very funny way, I want to go to Rio. And I was like, what is it about Rio? So I got curious and thought, well, one day I'll figure it out. Isn't that interesting where curiosity can lead us? If I wouldn't have been such a curious kid, maybe I hadn't gone to Brazil. So after 6 months of spending time in Brazil to learn Portuguese, I came back to Europe and now I'm here in Barcelona. There were so many things happening during these times that shaped me into the person I am today. And you know, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. There were so many struggles along the way, and almost all the time the beginning was the hardest. But I think it's exactly that what makes these changes of environment so worthwhile, because we gain the most strength and confidence in the moments of suffering. The most important skill I've gained over the last, let's say 10 years is confidence. Because confidence is everything. If you are confident, people are way more likely to listen to you and to follow you. People want to be led by someone, and I want you to know that you can be that leader. And if you are confident, you will be way closer to the best version of yourself and the life you want to live. Because with confidence, you make things happen. You don't wait for the universe to put all the pieces into place for you or to send a specific person to cross your path. And you don't wait until you feel ready. Because let's be honest, you're never going to feel ready. You need to act. And the best precursor of action is confidence. And you gain confidence while you're putting yourself into new environments, uncomfortable environments you haven't been in before. And my message here is not that you have to move around as much as I did to be able to transform your environment. You can still be in the same city and change your environment. You could move in with people that would have a great impact on you. You could change your workplace and work with people that are smarter than you, people that inspire and motivate you. Or you could join activity groups and hang out with people you usually don't hang out with. There's so many possibilities to change your environment. You don't have to go as far and move out of your city. But in case you live in a small village like I did, I really recommend you to go out there, to go to places where you have more options, more possibilities, and a surrounding that is more aligned with what you want to do and where you want to go. What I want to say with this is that what happens in your surroundings is going to have a huge impact on your life. It's going to influence what you think, what you say, and how you behave. And all this is going to have a huge impact on how your life is going to turn out. It's going to lead you on a path. And if your environment is not right, that path might take you to a destination you don't want to get to. So, all that said, if you want to change the direction of your life, the easiest thing you can do is change your environment.